Tell us about those levels, for the Nifty and the Sensex. Sensex continue to be below the 74K mark and the Nifty below the 22,500 mark.
Good morning, Krishna. Thank you so much for having me on the show. So if we talk about Nifty, Nifty is pretty much in a very broad range of 22,350 to 22,600, 22,800 when the series had begun. As of now, there's a very strong resistance around 22,600, 22,650, and there was a lot of call writing witnessed yesterday in options chain. Any short covering in Nifty can only be seen once these resistance is taken out, that is 22,600, 650, that resistance zone has to be taken out. Then only we can see short covering and Nifty can retest its all-time highs, but that looks quite difficult because a lot of fresh positions on the short side got added yesterday, approx to the tune of 5% odd. On the downside, 22,350 holds as a crucial important support. If it breaks, it can test 22,270, 22,280 on intraday basis, and any break or any close below these levels, the entire range for Nifty can come down closer to 22,100 to 22,400, 22,500. So that has to be a bit of a caution note. India VIX is rising to 16.6. Of course, it happens on a it just happens before the elections, and that may just indicate that there can be a lot of volatile swings until the event is over. So if we talk about Bank Nifty, on the other hand, Bank Nifty, 48,500 acts as to be a very crucial support. So as long as 48,500 is not breaking, Bank Nifty may remain sideways between 48,500 to 49,300. Short covering for Bank Nifty can only be seen above 49,300, but as of now with the data, it all seems to be a bit on a caution note, and you can see a lot of volatile intraday swings.
Right. Along with the Nifty and Sensex, one thing that we are keeping a track of is where the Bank Nifty is headed. So much pressure on the banking pack, specifically when it comes to PSU banks. Tell us, what are your views on the Bank Nifty?
So Bank Nifty, just as we discussed, 48,500 approaches to be a very strong support. If that breaks, you can see continued further downside for Bank Nifty towards 47,800, 47,600. On the upside, 49,000, 49,300 continues to act as a resistance. So any form of short covering in Bank Nifty can only be seen above 49,300. Until then, until it hasn't happened or it hasn't broken either side of the levels, then you may see more of a sideways trend in Bank Nifty. But either side of the range has to break for further determination of trend.
All right, so that's where the Bank Nifty is headed. Let's also now bring in some stock-specific action. Amit, you have a stock like Deepak Nitrite, which has surged to 2-year highs on the back of a double upgrade as well.
A double upgrade by Morgan Stanley to overweight from underweight. Morgan Stanley has also upgraded the price target for Deepak Nitrite to 2,985. It is around the 2,550 levels as we speak. Slightly down today. The revised price target implies that the potential upside of 22% from Friday's closing levels. Now, Deepak Nitrite, if we look at its peers, Soni, over the last 6 months also, it has, apart from Linde India and Godrej Industries, it has done better. They performed better than the Pidilite Industries, SRF, Gujarat Fluororock, all of them. Do you see it peaking, or is there steam left in the stock for investors to come in right now?
So if you look at from a derivative and technical chart perspective, it has given a monthly breakout. It's quite important for Deepak Nitrite to continue trading above 2550 and close even above it on a monthly basis. Then it can get confirmed that it can head to higher towards 2800, of course. So markets quite being very volatile, it may get a bit difficult. But then the support immediately to watch out for a medium term perspective comes out to be around 2400. Now if 2400 breaks in the medium term, then it will get difficult and it may retest to slower support levels of 2200 on a medium term basis. So very important that the monthly break closing gets above 2550. It confirms that the monthly breakout is intact and it can head higher.
Okay. Sorry, there's another stock that who announced their results yesterday, and that is CG Power. There was a 10% dip in their net profits, even though revenues rose in double digits, around 17%. Now, this is primarily due to higher expenses. If we look at the peers, it is up. The stock is up over 6% today, and if we compare it to its peers, it has not done too badly over the last 1 year. Where do you see CG Power going from here? They have made forays into new sectors over the last few months also.
So CG Power, of course, today on charts, it has given a good breakout above 565 can be seen. It is packed with good volumes, and that remains a good support for now. If 565 holds as a good support, then of course it can try to test higher levels of 600. So this can be just a near-term base. Can be seen on weekly charts also. It has given that breakout above 565. So in any case, that range, that support is very important for the stock to hold at least on a weekly basis and give a closing above it for it to retest or head higher towards 600 levels.
Another company that announced their results is a consumer major, Godrej Consumer Products. Now the stock is up over 7% despite them announcing a loss of over 1800 crores year on year in the quarter gone by. What explains that? It is in the FMCG sector, which is struggling due to lack of rural demand.
I'm sorry, I won't be able to discuss on the stock. It is in a research restriction list.
All right, fair enough. We will be keeping track of the Godrej consumer stock per se. But going forward, there is so much talk of the volatility and the choppiness in the trading session, because we're in the middle of election season. So tell us, in terms of, for the retail investor, when they look at the broader markets and they look at the global picture, how is one supposed to read the market levels?
So, just going ahead, it's very important that one may trade with maybe sort of a hedging position, at least form some sort of caution as the events are not over. Like I've already discussed on the levels, 22,600, 650 remains as a very strong near-term crucial support, and any form of short covering can only be seen above those levels. Until that is not taken out, so just maintain a hedged position, hedge strategy, as you can see a lot of volatile swings coming in before the event gets over.
Okay, and quickly, Soni, if you can tell us your stock picks for the day's trading session.
So the first pick would be from ITC, looking quite strong on intraday charts, has given a good breakout also, keeping a stop loss of 435 and a target of 460 can be seen in ITC. It's come out after a long time. It has given a good breakout with volumes and adding fresh positions as well. The second pick would be a sell pick in UPL. We've seen a good breakdown happening from yesterday, in fact, and the stock has given a breakdown below 500. So since yesterday it's looking quite weak, it can retest lower support levels of 450 as the target, keeping a stop loss of 505 can be sell in UPL. The third pick is in Jubilant Foods. It's a bull call spread in Jubilant Food. The overall idea for Jubilant Food to give a bull call of 480 call option buying and a selling of 500 call option is that the stock has formed a good support around 450, 460, and it can test the higher levels of 500. So the spread can be initiated at a cost of 5 rupees 40 paise at a total combined premium, and the entire target can be looked at anywhere between 10,000 to 12,000, provided that the view is right and Jubilant Food can test 500, 505 levels. So I think that's the level where you can book out the profit from the bull call spread.